Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is for me the end of the trail. It's been a pleasure bringing these to you through the miracles of the work of the Waupaca Area Public Library. I cannot close the series without getting a little emotional after all. Maybe some of you still are a little bit. Don't cry for me, Argentina, as they said. I've hopefully gone to a better place. But while I was here, I certainly tried to do all I could to help everyone I could, and particularly the friends of the Waupaca Area Public Library, the friends, the staff, the Community Foundation, the Fox Valley Technical College, my church, St. Mark's. This is not a commercial, and it is not meant to be mawkish. It's just a way of saying, goodbye, goodbye, my friends, adieu. I can no longer be with you. We'll hang our hats to a sour apple tree, and may the world go well with thee. I hope you do have a good trail to the end of your journey, which all must come to, and none can fully understand or appreciate except the man upstairs. Thanks to the library, blanket thanks to you, thanks to those who came to all the movies, thanks to all my friends, and to my wife Glenda for her years of working with me on these movies and working with me on a 58-year-long marriage. No one could have had a better wife. No one could have had a better life. And so that's why I'm emotional today, because it is the end, and I have to sober up and talk about my favorite Western. Even though we've seen Shane, which is very excellent, there's a favorite Western of mine lurking around. That Western is Stagecoach, by the incomparable John Ford, director. Yes, indeed, incomparable. Orson Welles studied Stagecoach. He and his crew saw it 40 times before they made Citizen Kane at 41. Stagecoach was released in 39. It won the Academy Award through United Artists for Best Supporting Actor Thomas Mitchell, and it won the Best Musical Score for all of the old songs put together. Come On Old Paint, all of those. Them Golden Slippers. No, that's not in it, but that kind of song from that era. So we got the Oscar there for song. We got the Oscar. We've got something a little different to look for. Costumes. We underrate costumes so much. The consultant Dorothy Hatswell, had to do a woman working behind the scenes in costume design, had to outfit all these soldiers, and all these Indians, and all of these people that were just, so it had to be outfitted because they were part of the story, and you can't have every uniform look exactly alike. Some are sergeants, some are lieutenants. Just imagine the costuming chore, and the chore of all the way people looked on the planes, the research you'd have to go into to find all of that, the research of authenticity of what Geronimo was like, and what kind of headdress he wore or didn't wear. All of this so outstanding that it comes together almost unnoticed in this movie, and I think you'll enjoy that part as a minor aspect of putting together the whole picture. But certainly you'll enjoy the story taken from a story by James Warner Bella, and I'm sorry, I have the wrong author, from Ernest Haycox. I just think that Ernest Haycox is one of the best. So is James Warner Bella. He wrote the 3 Cavalry movies, upon which John Wayne made 3 pictures also with John Ford. But nobody quite matched what they did in Stagecoach. Here you have the Indians as a force of nature, the cavalry only able to go so far, and the Stagecoach determined to get from Tonto to Lordsburg. To get to Lordsburg, oh my goodness, what travail there will be as they go along the way with the lady who's being thrown out of town and the drunken doctor ditto. As they go along and they encounter the driver of the stage, Andy Devine, George Bancroft, the sheriff, going on out to Lordsburg because he thinks maybe Curly might be there. That's John Wayne is not Curly. Curly is the sheriff. I'm a little tired. It's the Ringo Kid. John Wayne is the Ringo Kid, and Curly thinks Ringo might be out there because that gang of people that killed his brothers, they're heading out there to Lordsburg, and I think we can probably go out there and get that dastardly group before they interfere with. If I follow them, or more importantly, I'll have him. He's escaped from prison, That, of course, is John Wayne. And so they go out to find the brothers that did this to his brother. And we meet also an absconding banker. We meet a little whiskey drummer who is a very humorous character. And people of all ages and types and sizes. We meet John Carradine, an elegant former Confederate soldier who is now on his last years of tuberculosis and has come west for his health. And there he is, living in Tonto and going to Lordsburg to offer his assistance to Louise Platt, who plays Mrs. Mallory. Oh, Mrs. Mallory, let me offer you my assistance. I don't believe, Mrs. Mallory, that you don't look well, Mrs. Mallory. And he takes care of her all the way through the thrilling conclusion. You'll have to see that conclusion for yourself. By the time that stage does get to Lordsburg, no one's ever been so happy to see the cavalry arrive at the last minute. And I'll tell you that much, but there are many twists and turns left after that. So I think if you settle back and enjoy it and remember with me all the wonderful times we've had, maybe your memory is long enough to remember we started this series with a Western movie in 2009. We're concluding my part of it. It's our hope that it'll go farther into the future under the guidance of the library and Mr. Steve M., if he's available to take this to infinity, as Buzz Lightyear says, and beyond. So I leave you with this parting thought. We began in 2009 with a Western movie. We're ending in 2026 after a 17-year run. It's my hope you at least make a 20-year run out of it. I've left some other titles, and Steve has wonderful suggestion. He comes to my classes and to our movie all the time, and he'll be able to follow in the footsteps of an unworthy but hopefully beloved predecessor, successor. That's yours truly. Oh, I'm not bashful, am I? We started with a Western, and specifically that was Stagecoach, traveling to Lordsburg. Now let us relive those days in two ways. Stagecoach will still travel to Lordsburg. I will possibly be in spirit with you and upon it as we conclude with Stagecoach. At the first movie, we had 52 in attendance in 2009. Took right off for a library program. In 2026, we will have had, I hope, a better audience than that, unless we're somehow snowed out. And if so, it can be shown later. Stagecoach, as Jack and the stage go west into that land whose fate, where our fate we hope we know if we remain devout, and that'll be my last religious plug. It certainly has helped and sustained me, and I want to thank everybody from our church who has helped with that, and everybody in every little way, down to the smallest detail. It's time to say goodbye, friends. Happy trails to you, until we meet again.